Hi, I'm Margaret. I just wanted to say thanks so much for everything over the years and all the support and encouragement you showed me. I think you offered me my first role outside of the call centre. It was 1999 in service development, but I remember working for you in that role very well, and how much I learned from you, that if you look after the customer, if you learn from your mistakes and if you try your hardest, you'll do okay. And I think that advice has served me very well. I also remember a night when 2 or 3 of us managed to kind of kidnap you from College Green on your way home and smuggle you over to the Bankers, where we had a drink, and then we had another drink, and then we might have had a few more after that. And as I came back from a trip to the ladies, pardon my nose, and I attempted to gracefully remount my bar stool, I managed to topple off, and I toppled you off as well in the process. And I remember waking up the next morning thinking, oh sweet Jesus, I've just rugby tackled my boss off a bar stool in the Bankers. What am I going to do? And I checked my phone, and there was a message from you saying, thanks a million for a great night. Hope your head's not too sore today. I'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. And you never ever mentioned ever again that particular incident, which has obviously stayed with me for not longer. So thanks for your understanding and your friendship, and I know that will continue for an awful long time. You're a great person, Margaret, and I'm sure you'll be a massive success in the next organisation that you join. Best of luck. Bye bye.
Hi Margaret, just wanted to give you one thing. We'll always remember you by from the CI team. Always calling it out.
It's not what I want, it's what you want, Sandra.
Did you use spell check, Stuart?
It should only take you about 5 minutes, Neil.
All the best. See you later. Bye.
Simon Rees and I used to work with Margaret in Aircell and then in Vodafone. So my favourite Margaret Flynn memory, and of which there are many, is when years ago in Aircell, when we launched ICCS, which is a new customer care system, and put it in, and Cellnet came over from the UK to learn from us, to understand. In those days we weren't part of Vodafone, we were Aircell, to learn from us and so on, and to see how to do it well. And we all did our presentations, and Margaret did her presentation, and at the end one of the guys from Cellnet put his hand up and he said, Margaret, you explained there how you would decide which campaigns marketing could run in the call centre. And she said yes. And she said, well, how do you tell them? How do you tell them? How do you stop them running campaigns? And she says, well, I just tell them. I just tell them they can't run that campaign. And the guy was, but how do you make marketing listen to you? It's like, well, I just tell them. And I think at that stage he was starting to understand that through Margaret's force of her personality and her excellent powers of thinking, that she was able to persuade them to do what was best for the company, as opposed to what was best for the marketing team. And certainly in my time in Aircell, I was very grateful for that, because it meant that there was lots of mistakes we didn't make. But I always enjoyed working with Margaret, and I think you're great. And I'm sad I'm not working with you anymore, because I've left and now it's your turn to leave. And so I hope I see you in the next chapter anyway, wherever that is. All right, good luck, Margaret. See you soon.
There you go. Thanks a million, Margaret.
Take pictures sometimes.
Go.
Okay, well, it was a shocker. Margaret Flynn leaving. I didn't think this was going to happen, so I'm really glad for you, Margaret, that you decided to do this, but I'm very sad for Vodafone, because we're going to be missing a massive personality and a great employee and colleague and everything. So yeah, best of luck and well done at the same time, but sad to see you go. I was just going to go through a couple of moments where our careers crossed. The first time I knew about you was when you were managing the Aircell to Vodafone change, and I wasn't involved in that project as such, but I could see you from the distance, and a very strong personality, everybody looking up to you, and I think as I said, I wasn't involved in it, but I think it was a great program, loads of work, and only a little tiny bit, tiny glitch at the end, but I won't go through that. You know it better than I do. You reminded me recently, but yeah, a very impressive program, and I was very glad that this person who was foreigner like me was managing the program, because I thought you were maybe German or something, but actually you weren't. Someone told me that you weren't foreign at all. And then the next time our paths crossed were through the Six Sigma training, when you were involved mostly on the corporate debt project. And I just wanted to mention this project because everybody knows now that Margaret is an advocate for the customer and bringing all these improvements for customers. But actually, in that project, you also brought the money for Vodafone. You managed to collect loads of money that we thought we were never going to collect. So well done for that.
I think my first memory of Margaret is where she was presenting on B1 when we had the big floor and the room was jammed, and you were introduced by the CEO, who I actually can't remember who it was now at this stage. But I remember you talking, and while I knew you were Irish, I had never heard that accent before, I have to say. Unique. And then your reputation certainly precedes you. Everybody knows Margaret, everybody remembers Margaret, and everybody wants Margaret on their side, definitely. And then we worked on the Six Sigma program together. I always got the impression it was all obvious to you, but I learned a lot on it. And it was fantastic then to work with you in many iterations of our team and to get to know you. There isn't a single topic I have ever asked you about that you didn't know a huge amount about. And the other thing that I think is unique is I have never been in a meeting where you've had to introduce yourself to anybody. I've had to introduce myself to plenty of people, but you have never walked into a room in this building and had to introduce yourself, which I think is definitely a measure of the woman and your reputation. Like Anna, really sad to see you go. You're going to miss you so much. Both your personality, your drive, your expertise, your knowledge. People won't be able to say, oh, I wonder if Margaret Flynn knows, when they've reached the end of the road in the meeting and they can't figure out what next to do. I'm going to miss her walks as well, so we'll have to keep those up as well. We can virtually walk. But I hope you're going to have an absolute ball. Looking forward to hearing how you get on with your time off and what you get up to, and you will be as inspiring in your new role, your new career, as you have been in Vodafone.
So, best of luck.
Yes, absolutely best of luck.
And just to let you know, very recently I used the sentence, yes, I know this to be true because Margaret Flynn told me. So we'll be still using that for a few months after you're gone, maybe a few years. Okay, best of luck. Bye.
Suddenly appear every time.
What are you doing?
You are near, just like me. They long to be close to you.
Thank you for everything over the last year. You've given me huge guidance and support, and I really wish you the best of luck in all your future endeavours. Thanks, Aoife.
Margaret.
Goodbye.
I just want to wish you all the best. It's been a pleasure working with you, and I'm going to miss your little mannerisms, such as brilliant and you can't get blood out of a turnip. So thanks for the memories, thanks for all the support, and thanks for all the hard work, and you'll be sorely missed, and best of luck in the future.
Bye bye, Margaret. You're the nicest person I've ever met from Kerry.
Margaret, I just want to say a big goodbye and thanks a million for all your support over the last 4 years. We're going to miss you in the service development team. You have been great influence in what we were doing within service development, pushing it throughout the business, but in particular I suppose what we'll remember you most for, and especially me, is the one-to-ones. Is this call out? Are you sure? And as well with the dashboards, is make sure you have a call out, and is this really what you want to say in your dashboard update?
I think so.
So things like that, and I suppose just your guidance has been really helpful, and I've learned loads over the last 4 years. I wish you all the best for the future, and I hope we'll keep in touch, even through Facebook or even catching up for coffees. But all the best, have a great night out, and we'll have a drink on the 30th. Bye.
Hi Margaret. I suppose I just want to say huge thanks, like Anne, for the last 2.5 years. Huge support from you. I think I've learned probably more in the last 2.5 years about Vodafone and about my own ability and what I can do than I did the rest of the time I was here. So not quite sure what I was doing the rest of the time. There'll be two things I'll always think of when I hear the name Margaret Flynn. One will be customer experience. I think you absolutely embody that, and if the rest of the company was 20% as focused on customer experience as you, we'd be in a completely different place. The other thing that I'll always associate with you is Limerick. Anything about Limerick hurling in particular. So anytime I see the hurlers, I always think of you. And we felt it was appropriate, based on that, there was a Limerick for a Limerick lady. So this is the Limerick we've written for you. There is a young woman called Flynn,
with whom customer experience begins.
If it wasn't for Margaret,
we'll all be off target
and paying the price for our sins. Thanks, Margaret.
Thanks,
Best of luck.